Ladies and gentlemen, the person that you guys see on my screen has done something that is unspeakable. On Sunday, the St. Louis County Prosecuting Attorney's Office charged Maya Caston with second-degree murder and abuse and neglect. Now, in Missouri, a safe haven law allows a parent to safely surrender their newborns to a medical facility, a firefighter, an emergency technician, a law enforcement officer, or a maternity home, or pregnancy recourse center up to 45 days after birth without being prosecuted for abandonment. How many options is that? Let's see, they said a medical facility, a firefighter, an emergency technician, a law enforcement officer, maternity home, a pregnancy recourse center up to 45 days after birth without being prosecuted for abandonment. A whole 45 days. Thank you, Beverly. I appreciate that. Said you love the channel. I appreciate you guys really understanding what I'm trying to convey. I really do. I really do. I thank you for that. Here's the definition of second-degree murder and what she could be facing, just so you guys know. According to the Mississippi, according to the Missouri Code, subsection 565.021, one could be charged with murder in the second degree if they knowingly caused the death of another person or with the purpose of causing physical injury to another person, causes the death of another person. In some cases, one could be also charged with murder in the second degree if they have inadvertently caused the death of another person while committing or attempting to commit a felony or fleeing from the perpetration of a felony. Although it may not have been premeditated or intentional, the law still regards this criminal act as murder. For this reason, you should ensure that you adequately protected by enlisting the help of an aggressive criminal defense lawyer. Sorry about that. I read that all wrong. Now, what are the penalties for second-degree murder? Murder in the second degree is considered to be a Class A felony, which is punishable by 10 to 30 years in prison or imprisonment for life without the eligibility for probation or parole. My question to you guys is, how much time do y'all think she should get in prison? Should she get the whole 30 years? Should she be in prison for life? Should she have parole? Should she not? I'm going to leave that to you guys to post that in the comment section. That's why we have the chat down there so you guys can see what everybody's saying. Now, I want you guys to notice something. There's a few things that I want you guys to notice. Notice there were not any pictures from a baby shower. There were no pictures of a boyfriend. There were no pictures of her family. Okay? Because usually, even if a single mother is having kids by herself, they normally will at least have something as simple, at least her friends would normally have a baby shower. How many times have you seen women posting pictures on social media where somebody has thrown them a baby shower, at least to get her some diapers and Pampers and wipes and things like that for the first couple of months? That's pretty normal. These twins already weren't being celebrated. If they were, then more people would have been anticipating these babies' arrival, making it much more difficult for the mob to kill them and not for them to be found 2 damn days later. Hopefully everybody catches that. My next point. I also blame the mother's family members, her side of the family. I blame her side of the family. Now, why do I do that? And especially her crappy female friends for not being on alert. Somebody should have been aware of her status as a pregnant woman. They should have known when her due date was, and somebody should have been checking on her. How does she have 0 people that have been checking on her? That's beyond me. There were so many missed opportunities to save these twins, okay? My next point, excuse my language for the people that are listening. Y'all know I tend to keep it pretty non-PC here. Where in the fuck is the father? Why is the father always a no call, no show? How is this possible every single time? It's weird to me that if women understand, and they're smart as we say that they are, if they're the most educated group in the country, I'll give you that. So let me implore you to be educated right now and understand that the percentage of men and black men that are good men are very little. So if we know that these niggas ain't shit, why do you keep getting pregnant by ain't shit niggas? Am I wrong for asking those kind of questions? Are you gonna flaggy my channel? You're gonna get in your feels? I don't know. I guess we'll just have to see. No father around. Wow. Why wasn't the father heard from for 2 whole days? Even if him and the mother weren't together, she could have been on social media speaking out and making the authorities aware that the child was in danger, if nothing else. But here's my main point. It seems like as the black community as a whole, because we're not talking about all, this woman does not represent all black women. I know we have some good black women out there. I don't know if the black women that are good women want to speak out and say, rock on, Jay. Yes, there are some good ones out there. I'll let y'all guys do that. But it seems like as a whole, in general, as blacks, we are regressing. Do you guys know what regressing is? You know what progressive means, right? Moving forward. Regressive meaning we're moving backwards. We're not making progress. We are actually losing progress. Our behaviors are becoming more and more despicable and animalistic. Even animals don't treat their babies this badly. Right? It's becoming increasingly painful to live in this world and watch the crap that we are doing to ourselves. They say it's the white man that I should fear, but who's really doing all the killing to us here? It's always somebody that shares our skin hue. 99 times out of 100. Maybe even higher than that. We, all of us, we refuse to be accountable for anything. Especially when we pass the buck off and say, well, white people do it too. It's wrong is wrong. We should, if we know it's wrong, then we shouldn't be doing wrong. Hopefully everybody understands that. Because at this point, it's only getting worse. We're only 14 days into the new year. I can't even do all of the stories that people have emailed me, okay? Let's talk about this mother, because you know they're going to have some people out there who try to say that she was a victim, right? So let's talk about this victimhood mentality. What choices did this woman have? I'm going to give you guys a second. Let's take a pause for the cause. I want you guys to type in some choices that you guys believe that this mother had as options, okay? And while you guys are doing that, do me a favor and click that thumbs up. We're a little bit short on the thumbs up, but thank you to everybody that's already clicked that thumbs up, okay? Teddy, all of you guys, man, shout out to y'all, man. Thank y'all for being here. All of you guys. I see y'all in the chat. I see y'all typing. What are some options that y'all believe that she had? I'm going to throw out just a couple, and I want y'all to tell me if I'm right or if I'm wrong. Why people are asking what happened when Jay put it in the title. I don't know. I don't know. That's a good question. It's okay, though. It's okay. Choice number 1. She had a choice to abstain from sex. So did the man. But again, if we're going to say that black women are the backbone of the black community, then we're going to put the crown and them in their proper position and hold them accountable for the things that happen thereafter. She had a choice to abstain from sex. She had a choice to use birth control, which is free in most places that are low income, if that's an issue. But I'm not going to assume that she was broke. I'm not going to call her broke. Number 3, you also have the Plan B pill that you can pay for at any Walmart, CVS, or any health store for the most part, and they're really not that expensive to prevent pregnancy. Number 4, she had 90 choices to have the first trimester abortion. She had a choice to have a second trimester abortion. You know what tri means? That means 3. She also had a choice to have a late-term abortion, and most of y'all know that that's controversial because in a lot of states, it varies how late you can actually have the abortion. Condoms, thank you. Tubes tied, thank you. Why don't men carry those pills around? Well, you could look at some examples, Pamela, and say, well, DJ Just J does. I ain't got no more kids. I haven't had a kid in going on 13 years now. So I'm just saying, if we're going to look for some examples, all we really have to do is just look at the responsible examples and say, those are the men that are being responsible. There is a ton of dudes, but you got to remember, I've already told you guys that black men, let's just say black men aren't responsible. I'm asking for black men to step up and be responsible. But right now, in 2020, they're not. Stop having unprotected sex with black men. Anybody want to get mad about that? There's your fucking solution. I see people are donating. I hear it. I'm going to read those. Every time it vibrates, I hear it. I love that sound. Thank you guys for doing that. Thank y'all for showing some support. I agree with you. When you date thugs, you date death. Is that not my mantra? Is that not my hashtag? I created that. When you date thugs, you date death. I agree with you, ladies. Niggas ain't shit. So stop having unprotected sex. Or you could just abstain from sex, period. I agree with you. They ain't shit. I'm just saying. If you know that the stove is hot, and I've told you that the stove is hot, don't put your hand on the stove. That's fair. That covers the woman's side and the man's side. Very simple. There's also a thing that I wasn't familiar with. A partial birth abortion. I don't even want to talk about that. I don't even know what the hell that is. Now, she also had a choice with the safe haven law to drop the kids off at a fire station or police station, no questions asked. Lastly, she chose to kill her children in that manner that is most likely going to send her to jail for life. How many choices is enough? And I think that's a great question. How many choices is enough? How many more choices did she need? Did she need more options than what she had on the table? Could be, but you guys got to let me know. What are more options that she needed? What are some options that she needed that she didn't have at her disposal? Let's move on. So I want for the people. So go ahead, for all the people that feel so bad for the mom that watch this on the replay. I want you guys to fill up my comment section telling me how the mother was a victim in this situation, telling me that I don't know what she was going through, and maybe she was raped as a little child. Maybe she had an abusive boyfriend thug or whatever. Fill up my comment section. I know that some people are going to blame this whole story on me. Yes, they're going to say it's my fault. Somehow this is going to be my fault for talking about it. They're going to tell me that I hate myself, I'm a self-hater, I'm a tap dancer, I lick boots and all of this stuff. And my race for asking us to be better citizens and parents. It's a sad day that we live in. So go ahead and show you guys the news videos that were out there and let's see what happened. Federal law allows citizens to reproduce, distribute, or exhibit portions of copyrighted motion pictures, videotapes, or video discs under certain circumstances without the authorization of the copyright holder. This is called fair use. It is allowed for purposes of criticism, news reporting, teaching, and parody, which doesn't infringe of copyright under 17 U.S.C. 107.
Well, that 25-year-old woman is now charged with 2 counts of second-degree murder and 2 counts of abuse or neglect of a child. Now, people living in that neighborhood for decades say it is very rare that they hear of tragedies like this happening in their neighborhood.
Oh, it's a very quiet neighborhood, family neighborhood.
Feelings of shock in this North County neighborhood after learning a set of twins died in a home on their street. Many in Park Mountain Estates say they don't hear about much negative news here at all.
Never. I mean, once since I've been here, and I've been here over 30 years.
St. Louis County prosecutors brought 2 charges of second-degree murder and 2 charges of abuse or neglect of a child against 25-year-old Maya Caston.
I got so many telephone calls. What's happening on Roundtree?
When police arrived at the home in the 2100 block of Roundtree, Caston allegedly told them she birthed a boy and girl at home unexpectedly, and they were stillborn. Then, a devastating discovery during the investigation.
I just feel sorry for everybody on the block, you know, because we're all getting calls about what happened.
Police say the infants were born alive between the 6th and the 8th of this month, and Caston covered their mouths and noses with a blanket and hid them in the home.
Upsetting, kind of traumatized because it's not the kind of news that we usually get in this neighborhood.
Right now, Caston is in custody at the St. Louis County Justice Center. Her bond is set at $500,000. Reporting in North County, Blair Leday, Fox 2 News.
A St. Louis County mom faces murder charges after the death of her newborn twins. And we've heard from so many of you about this story. Sarah Maki talked with workers from one agency that would have helped her.
Police initially came to this neighborhood on Wednesday for a call about a sick case, but the more that they looked into this, they realized they needed to reclassify it as a suspicious death investigation.
Maya Caston told police she unexpectedly went into labor earlier this month with a boy and a girl, both stillborn. But the police probable cause statement says the twins were full term, and instead Caston ended their lives when she covered their mouths and noses with a blanket, concealed them, and failed to seek medical attention.
So to think that something like this could have been prevented with one phone call, it's heartbreaking. It's heartbreaking.
Jane Beckman works at St. Louis Crisis Nursery and says their 24-hour hotline supports parents going through any number of issues, whether they face financial hardship, domestic abuse, homelessness, or postpartum depression.
365 days a year, we'll pick up the phone and just talk, whether parents just need to talk, get something off their chest, or if you really do need that help, we're here for you.
The 5 area crisis nurseries stay busy. They've got a handful of toddlers for the evening, screening a Toy Story film as 5 more siblings come to stay the night. In total, this organization serves about 5,000 kids every year.
The main thing for me is I love the nursery. I know the nursery. I love the nursery.
Caston now does face multiple charges, including 2 counts of second-degree murder. She's being held on $500,000, all cash, no 10% bond. In St. Louis County, Sarah Maki, 5 on your side.
If you think you need help, call 314-486-3201 anytime, 365, 24 hours a day. The organization will even send transportation to get you safely to their locations.
Everybody is to blame in this situation on her family. It's a sad thing, and I wish I could give an RIP to the twins. I don't know what to call them, but my condolences to those baby twins. God knows your soul. God knows who you are. And from my heart to yours, I wish those twins a very sincere condolence. They deserved a chance. They deserve to live, and they deserve to be with somebody. She could have gave them up to a safe haven. Somebody that were in a capable position could have taken those twins and said, hey, we're going to love them. We're going to give them a chance. There's a lot of good people in my chat, but there's a lot of good people out there in the world that would have given these twins an opportunity to be able to speak for themselves and to be able to grow up and just be something great. I would have loved to have seen that. I hope that they throw the book at her, and I don't think we really missed anything else. Let me check these screenshots that I took and make sure that I'm not missing something that I want to bring up. To the people that were asking, there was not a GoFundMe. Thank goodness there was no GoFundMe. Okay? But I want to point something out in at least one of these photos. Let me make sure it's just one. Yep. I'm going to show you 2 of them. Let's look at this before we close out. Because you guys could not see this on the screen because I didn't make it very big. This is her Facebook page. Notice it says, Always love yourself if no one else do. Now, she wrote that very, very incorrectly, but nonetheless, we get what you're trying to say. Always love yourself if no one else do. But you see how she treated children that came out of her own body, that she carried to full term. Didn't even care about them. Again, she posted, always love myself. Don't let yourself feel weak and used. To me, the loudest one in the room is the weakest one in the room. The person that's always saying, be strong and this and that, usually is the weakest person in the room. There was somebody that knew what was going on with her and knew that she had some struggles. And I think that if you're in those situations, if you know somebody like that, even if you're wrong, call and ask for help. If you're not sure, I'd rather you be making the call and be wrong rather than don't make the call and we end up with dead babies on our hands, okay? From my heart to yours, thank you guys so much for listening with an open mind and an open heart. Thank everybody in the chat. Thank everybody that clicked the thumbs up. This is your boy DJ Just Jay. We're the AFC, and what that means is that we advocate for children first. I love you guys, and y'all have a great night, and we will see you on the very next stream, okay? Peace.